Hello everybody, welcome to my language learning and grammar channel. Today we're going to be learning the Spanish alphabet, or el alfabeto español. El alfabeto español, the Spanish alphabet. It's very similar to the English alphabet based on the Latin letters. The only difference is that there's one more letter. So the English alphabet has 26 letters and the Spanish alphabet has 27 because of this guy right here, ñ. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the names of all the letters, what sounds they make, and then also some different letter combinations that are unique to Spanish that produce sounds that we don't find in English. So I will be going through each letter in the alphabet, and underneath I'm going to write the phonetic spelling on how to pronounce the letter as an English speaker would be able to read it. So in Spanish, let's start with the vowels. There are 5 vowels. In English, we have also 5 vowels, 6 if you count Y sometimes acts like a vowel, but we really only have 5 vowel letters. However, English has about 20, more than 20 vowel sounds. So one letter like A in English can make multiple different vowel sounds, a, etc. In Spanish, there are 5 vowels, 5 letters, and each one makes one sound. So the 5 vowels are a, e, I, o, and u. That's exactly how they're pronounced, a, e, I, o, u. And those are the sounds that they make in any word. So if you see them in any word, even if it's an unknown word, you know exactly how to pronounce the vowels. It's not necessarily the case in English. The letter A can make one sound in one word and a completely different sound in another word, and you just have to learn which sound it makes. But in Spanish, that's not the case. The vowels always make the same sounds. So we have, I'll write them first, a. So if an English speaker were to see this, they would know that this letter is pronounced a. E, I. A lot of times in English, 2 E's like this makes a long E sound. O. And that's short, that's not O. 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 It cuts off quickly, it's short, not O. O. U. A lot of times, 2 O's make oo in English. And then let's go to the consonants next. B. So this is English letter B, but B in Spanish, and this is how it's pronounced phonetically as an English speaker would read it. B. C. English C is C. D. 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 In English, F. In Spanish, F. F. So similar to the English pronunciation, but there's another vowel sound on the end of the f sound, F. So then English letter G is he. He. It's not ge, it's he. This letter he can be pronounced 2 different ways. I'll explain later in the video. There's a hard sound and a soft sound, but it's pronounced he. Letter he. English H is ache, ache, not ache, ache, ache. E, next up, J is jota, jota, jota. And this letter jota makes the sound like an H would in English. So the sound that H makes in English Jota, J makes in Spanish Jota. K is K, letter K, Jota, K, L, M, N. It's very easy to memorize. L, M, N, L, M, N. And then, very different from English, Enye. Enye. So it's different from ene, n versus ny. It's like there's a Y right after the N, ny. It's kind of, this kind of represents how it sounds, enye. So we have this sound in English, but we don't have a specific letter to represent it. So if I can think of a word, canyon, canyon, English word, canyon. This is really nya, canyon, canyon. So we have this sound in English, we just don't have one symbol to represent the sound, whereas in Spanish there is one symbol, and that letter is ñ. Next, O, we covered. P, English P, Spanish P. English Q, Spanish Q. Q. English R, Spanish R. R. S. S. T. English T, Spanish T. U, we did. English V, Spanish V. English W, W, Spanish doble U, or W. Doble means double. W, W. Double V, W, same as in English. W, doble U, W. English X, Spanish X. So phonetically it's like this, X, X. X, X, letra X. English Y, Spanish Y, 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 which means Greek I. So E, letter I in English is Spanish E, and then in Greek, I guess in ancient Greek, the E sound was represented with this Y symbol, so they call the Y Y, Greek Y. And then English Z is Spanish Zeta. Zeta. So just run through all the letters in the alphabet quickly. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, Ñ, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. That's the Spanish alphabet. Okay, so we learned the names of all the letters and what sounds they make. So now let's get into some nuance. So a few things that are different from the way that the letters behave in English and in Spanish. One I already touched on is that there's a 27th letter not present in the English alphabet, which is ñ. And ñ is different from a regular N or N in that it's like the combination of N and Y together. So I said we have the sound in English, just it's not represented with one symbol. Canyon, canyon, ñ, ñ makes the ñ sound. Canyon, it's like an N and a Y smushed together. The next thing is that one L makes the L sound like in English, but two L's makes the Y sound, y, y. So one L is always makes the L sound, but two together always makes the Y sound. An example word would be llamar, which means to call, and it's spelled L-L-A-M-A-R. Llamar, llamar. This makes a Y sound. Two L's. Llamar. We have the CH combination of letters in English makes the ch sound. Same thing in Spanish. Se plus H makes ch sound, like chicle. Chicle means gum. Chicle. Se and H. Chicle. One R is pronounced with a tap of the tongue, like llamar, llamar, quick tap. Two R's makes it stronger and rolled, interrumpir, interrumpir, to interrupt, interrumpir. So one is just a quick tap. Two is you roll, it's stronger, and you roll and it's longer. Interrumpir. So one is a quick tap, two is strong and rolled. Interrumpir. And then the next thing is that the letter H, or English H, does not ever make a sound in Spanish. So it's always silent. It's in a lot of words, but it's never pronounced. So an example is ice cream, ice, hielo, hielo. There's no hielo. Ice cream is helado, 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 not helado, helado. The H is always silent. Helado, el helado. But it's important for the spelling, just never pronounced. Next thing is that the G can make two sounds. Sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's hard. It is hard before A, O, and U, and it is soft before E and E. So it's pronounced like G, 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 English G sound. Well, it's also soft and hard in English. Sometimes it's like a J in English, J, J, like soft. But it's G, hard, in front of A, O, and U. And then it's always soft before E and E. An example would be the verb seguir. Seguir. It's before an U, G, seguir. Remember, this is pronounced he, not ge, he. But the sound that it makes is g, seguir, g, seguir. That's in front of U, so it's hard. A soft one would be something like ingeniero, ingeniero, engineer. It's before e, ingeniero. And when it's soft, it makes H sound. When it's hard, it makes G sound. G. Ingeniero, like an English H would make, but it's a soft he. Another one that does this, another letter is se. Letter se. It is same letters. It's hard before A, O, and U, and soft before E and E. What does it sound like? Hard, it sounds like letter Ka, Ka, or English K. Hard sounds like Ka. So, caminar, caminar. It sounds like k, hard, caminar, like letter ka would make k sound, but it's a C. It's before so it's a hard k, caminar. Soft, what does it sound like? Soft, cerebro, brain, sounds like ese. Cerebro sounds like letter ese. Cerebro. Last thing I want to touch on before we end the video are accents, or specifically accent marks. We already saw one on top of an ene makes ñ. This is called tilde. But the most common accent mark that you'll see in Spanish is this one. It's like it's an upward dash over a vowel. And it does not change the pronunciation. So in French there's an upward dash, there's a downward dash, same thing in Italian, and they slightly change the pronunciation. In Spanish, the accent mark does not change the pronunciation. There's only an upward dash, there's no downward dash. Doesn't change the pronunciation. The only thing it does is it tells you that is the vowel in that syllable is stressed. So stress is very regular. I'll make another video explaining stress. It's very regular in Spanish. It almost if the word ends in a consonant and falls on the last syllable, if it ends in a vowel or an S or an N, a few other things, it ends on the second to last syllable. But if you see a word with an accent on a syllable that doesn't follow the rules, that's because that's the syllable that's stressed. So if the word doesn't follow the normal rules, it will have an accent mark. Trying to think of an example right now. Okay, the verb estar, to be, when conjugated in the third person singular, is está. And the rule states that since it ends in a vowel, the word ends in a vowel, the stress should be on the second to last syllable, which of course is the first syllable. However, esta means this, and está means is. So we need to have the accent mark on the A to indicate that. Does not change the pronunciation, just changes the stress. And again, the upward, I forget what this mark is called, but the upward dash is the only accent mark found in Spanish, and it does not change the pronunciation of the vowel, only indicates that it is stressed. So if you like videos like this explaining different parts of speech of languages or different grammatical concepts, I'm going to be making a lot more videos, not just in Spanish, but also some German, French, Russian, and possibly Italian. So stay tuned if you're interested in that kind of content. Thank you for watching.